Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakodaj. The devil understood the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. The Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right, so I got a strike on YouTube, right? So I'm going to feel free to say whatever the fuck I want while that strike is correcting itself or whatever. I can't post. And my main channel, which is the new song Ba, has 2 strikes. And if I touch that page in any fashion, they're going to give me a 3rd strike for something that happened a year ago and take the whole thing down. So, what I'm going to do, instead of putting up a new YouTube page, I'm just going to post right here on Odyssey for a week. And then when the new song Ga is able to post again, I'll take all of these videos and post them until they give me another strike. Okay, and we're just counting down the days till the famine of the word, so it's all good. All right, so yeah, not only that, right? We're in the time where great fear is falling upon all men, right? People are afraid. That's why everybody's shooting each other, because a basketball rolled into your yard, or because you drove up the wrong uh, driveway, or you knocked on the wrong door, you tried to get in the wrong car. There's just too many uh, signs out there that people are afraid. So we'll start right here at Isaiah 13 and 14, okay, in the King James. And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people. What's that? And flee everyone into his own land. Okay, so what does that mean? All right, that means that the great American melting pot came to an end a short time ago, and we're watching the effects of that right now. All right, so in a minute, right, you're not gonna be safe, like what happened in Chicago. All right, where the little white couple found themselves amongst a bunch of Judites. All right, and the Judites, um, what they do? They turned up. Somebody probably said the N word or said monkey or something like that, and then they suffered the consequences. All right. So anyway, let's read the NIV. Like a hunted gazelle, like a sheep without a shepherd, they will all return to their own people. They will flee to their native land. Okay. Now, what happens if you can't go back to Poland? What happens if you can't go back to anywhere that you claim as your homeland? Ireland, Scotland, England, right? Because that ain't your homeland. Your homeland is Edom. Okay, the Red Rocks over there in Petra. All right. So, but what happens if you're going to stay right here and you're going to huddle up right here? They will all turn to their own people. Okay, so where you had an Edomite friend or thought you did, guess what? He's gonna go to his own people. They're gonna huddle up, and so is Jake. Jake is like, oh, why? Because the Most High is putting that spirit on them. Okay, all right. All right, so the Most High is creating this. So let's take a little look, see at what's going on. Salon here. All right. So Moab, right, is going to go to his own people. Uh, Ammon is going to go to his own people. It's not going to be cool to do the hip hop thing with your buddies, right? Even though the Moabites and them Ammonites, they appear to be that, but they you understand? They might be Jakes. So let's see. Okay, these are the news. When you see this, okay, what is Edom thinking when they see this? All right, let's watch this real quick. Come on now. Oh, here we go. You take it back. We get to dialogue.
This is Chicago's very own WGN Evening News at 5.
New at 5, we are hearing from a woman who was attacked along with her boyfriend while visiting downtown over the weekend. The couple found themselves surrounded by a mob of violent teens.
WGN's Dana Rebeck spoke with her and the Good Samaritan who jumped in to help. She joins us live with details. Dana?
Well, this young woman was here from South Carolina visiting her boyfriend. The two of them decided to head here down to the Loop on Saturday. He wanted to show her the city, and they wound up victims of a brutal attack.
We got done shopping. We were hungry, so we went to go look for some food. And
well, Edomite girl. She appears to be. She could be a Jake, but what's the bigger picture here? All right, let's see.
Encountered like a huge group of people, probably 60, maybe more.
Ashley.
Like you were the only one about to be strung up, right, at a picnic, right? So we see this thing coming back around, right? So Jake, don't be the only one, right, at an all Edomite function, all right? Because that sometimes that's me in my line of work. I'm the only one, so I gotta change that up. Got to be circumspect right now.
Knutson and her boyfriend went downtown Saturday afternoon. A few hours later, around 6 p.m., they were in the 100 block of Wabash when they were assaulted and robbed, as several large groups of teens converged in the Loop, jumping on cars and buses, kicking passing cars, and smashing vehicle windows.
He had grabbed my hand because, there was a crowd of people coming, so I was holding his hand, and we were walking through, and
he said the N-word out loud. F you N-word, and then got justifiably jumped in on, I'm speculating, but they wouldn't, why would they just turn up like that? And the Most High is bringing that, okay? He's bringing that. But we know how this devil operates.
But he didn't say anything, but then I got...
See, she had to say, he didn't say anything. Doubt it. Of course he said something. Of course he was coming with the bravado in front of this woman. I'm not scared of these N-words. Somebody caught wind.
Through and he got shoved, but he didn't say anything. But then I got shoved, and it wasn't just, bumping into each other. I got, shoulder checked.
Video posted to social media shows the mob attacking the couple on the sidewalk.
He got thrown to the ground. They were jumping his face, kicking his face.
And then they left. Watch.
I couldn't even see him specifically.
Watch them all leave.
He was surrounded.
Okay, we're out.
I just saw a bunch of people punching, kicking.
The worst part, Knutson says, was the helpless feeling that came when she saw a CPD squad car drive right by.
He's on one side getting jumped, and the cops almost avoided him to drive past, and I...
All right, so we see where that's going, right? So we got that. Let's go back. How about this? Philadelphia. Now, what is Edom? What is Edom thinking when they see this? Look at her. Specklebird, Issachar. And Jake just brazen. Watch Issachar ride by on the bike. And Jake. Now, what are the Edomites going to do with this information? Okay. Let's see. Go back here. There's just too much. There's too much going on right now. Let me see. Let's see. The little girl. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's say girl and father get shot basketball. Now you would think that this is Jake getting shot, but it's Jake doing the shooting. Okay, let's watch. They're all 2 minutes. Okay, let's watch this one. All right.
In Gaston County are looking for a man who they say shot this 6-year-old girl and 2 other people. That shooting happened nearly 24 hours ago in a neighborhood just south of Gastonia. Queen City News reporter Will Lewis is joining us live from the Gaston County Police Department. And Will, you heard some pretty emotional words from the girl and her mother today.
I sure did, Morgan. 6-year-old Kinsley White was
Look at this coon.
shot and the bullet lodged in her cheek. Now, her mother says she's thankful that her daughter is at home, but the child's father is still in the hospital listed in stable condition, and the family is waiting to see him.
What is this going to do to the great American melting pot?
Children playing basketball and on a swing set. A peaceful night quickly turned violent after neighbors say a basketball rolled into the yard where Robert Singletary was staying.
He just came back out with a gun. He started to shoot him.
And all of a sudden,
Woo! You know what this is going to do.
took off running across the yard and just bam, 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 shooting, trying to shoot the guy.
I heard the pow, 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 and I thought it was fireworks. Well, then I heard the pow, 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 and everybody started hollering, "Get in the house, get in the house, get in the house."
Casting.
Sound like I look like a lot of speckled birds in there. They're in the hood.
Fireworks. Well, then I heard the pow, 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 and everybody started hollering, "Get in the house, get in the house, get in the house."
Gaston County Police are looking for 24-year-old Robert Singletary. Ashley Hildebrand had a bullet graze her elbow. Her 6-year-old daughter, Kinsley, was shot in the face, and the bullet lodged in her cheek. William White, Ashley's husband, was shot in the family's front yard.
They got about right here, and he shot him in the back, and when he went to the ground, the guy continued to shoot.
Kinsley was released from the hospital early this morning, but has spoken with her father.
I just hope my daddy was okay. Is he okay? I love him and said he loved me too. He's okay.
Meanwhile, police are still looking for Singletary, and the neighborhood is on alert.
What we would tell them is just to be vigilant, keep their eyes open. If they see this individual or someone meeting that description, they'll call 911 immediately and let our officers come out and deal with that subject.
Ashley Hildebrand says she hasn't been able to sleep yet, and she may not until she sees her husband.
I've not even got to see him. I finally got to speak to him on the phone this morning, but I've not got to see him or anything.
Now, investigators say another man was shot at but not hit. Police are still looking for Singletary, and he is facing a number of charges, included 4 counts of attempted murder. We're live in Gaston County. Will Lewis.
Okay, so you see where this thing is going. Okay, how about girl in New York gets shot. Wrong driveway. There's just too many of this going on to not be able to put it together. Okay, give me a short one here. This one, since the picture is there. A white girl.
Authorities say 20-year-old Kaylin Gillis of Schuylerville was with 3 friends in a car.
What did the friends look like? Did they look like her? What caused this white man to shoot this girl for no reason?
To find a friend's house Saturday night, but it was dark with no cell service in a very rural area, and they made a mistake and drove up the wrong driveway on Patterson Hill Road in Hebron but quickly realized they were at the wrong place.
So they were basically looking for their friend's house and got mistaken and drove up this driveway. While they were leaving the residence, once they determined that they were at the wrong house, the subject came out on his porch for whatever reason and fired 2 shots, one of which struck the vehicle that Kaylin was in.
She was fatally injured. The group frantically drove away, finally able to get a cell phone signal and call for help in Salem on Cemetery Road shortly before 10 p.m., about 5 miles away. But Kaylin did not survive. Now 65-year-old Kevin Monahan of Hebron is facing a charge of second-degree murder. Sheriff Jeffrey Murphy said Monahan was not cooperative and was taken into custody after a standoff that lasted about an hour.
How did he come out alive? A standoff. All right, let's go here. All right, you see all of this? Okay, this is the kid who got shot for knocking on the wrong door.
So much more than a green spot.
Slovakia. Right here.
Welcome back to CBS Mornings. This morning we are hearing from the family of a black 16-year-old teenager who was shot after he went to
Of a black.
wrong door to pick up his young twin brothers in Kansas City. Ralph Yarl's family says he went to the wrong address on Thursday night
And a white man shot him.
to pick up his little brothers. And after he rang the doorbell, he was shot once in the head and again after he fell to the ground. Ralph was released from the hospital this past Saturday, and he's been recovering at home. The man who allegedly shot him, 84-year-old Andrew Lester, has now just been charged. We're joined by Ralph Yarl's mother, that's Cleo Nagby, and the family's attorney, that is Lee Merritt. This is an interview that you'll see first on CBS Mornings. I don't know where to begin to express how glad we are, Miss Nagby, that your son is okay. It seems like a miracle and a blessing. Lee, it's good to see you as well. But I want to start with you, Miss Nagby. Can you bring us up to date on how Ralph is doing under the circumstance?
That's all we're going to do, because they're not going to say white. They're going to give the other guy a pass on CBS Mornings. Okay. All right, so there's that. And what happened down in Texas? Texas girl deleted a little cheerleader. Okay. Get a short one here. What is this? That's a short one. Look at it, Ishikar. Ishikar did that. Okay.
Everyday mistakes met with gunfire. There's been a spate of shootings involving innocent people in the United States. Among them, 2 cheerleaders who were fired at for getting into the wrong car, and a young woman killed for turning down the wrong driveway.
6-year-old Kinsley bears the scar, one of the latest victims of America's gun culture.
How do you feel?
A little bit better.
Last night, her and her father were shot because a basketball rolled into their neighbour's yard. This is their alleged attacker, a 24-year-old man.
Why did you shoot my daddy and me?
Hours after that shooting in North Carolina, a gunman randomly opened fire on cheerleaders in Texas because one mistakenly stepped into his car, thinking it was hers. 2 teens were injured. Peyton Washington is fighting for her life, her squad rallying to support her.
Everybody knows her, and everybody's praying for her.
Amid the wave of shootings and mass shootings in the United States of America, the attack here in Texas is the 3rd known case in a week where the victims have been shot simply for being in the wrong place. Today, 84-year-old Andrew Lester pleaded not guilty to shooting 16-year-old Ralph Yarl, who knocked on his front door by mistake when going to pick up his siblings. And 20-year-old Kaylin Gillies died, shot after the car she was travelling in pulled into the wrong driveway in a rural part of New York State. The 65-year-old man accused of her murder has been denied bail.
I just hope
to God that he dies in jail.
The gun violence death toll in the US stands at more than 12,600 this year alone. In the United States, Jonathan Kersley, 9 News.
Okay, so is all of this a psyop? Is this a false flag? Could it be? Are they coming after guns here? That's what it sounds like. Because they added this together with the school shootings and da-da-da-da. This is a little convenient, right? It's all just either there's a spirit out there, right, that the Most High is turning up, or what? Or 2 Corinthians 2. Okay. You have to be diligent, because this devil knoweth that he hath but a short time. 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his schemes, his devices, right? This devil, his schemes, his designs, his techniques, right? His devices, what goes on in his mind. Now, if we ramp this up and put a whole bunch of false flags together, we can get these people fighting, right? So I'm not saying that these things didn't happen. What I'm doing is I'm not leaving any stone unturned. Okay, look at this. Look at it. It's just convenient. Is it not? Is it not convenient? Nobody's going to trust each other. All right? Suddenly afraid. Let's get suddenly afraid. And then we'll go ahead and suddenly afraid. Nothing here. Then shall they become suddenly afraid. I like this. Let's see. Do not be afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. Hey, sudden fear is coming upon everybody. All right? Sudden fear is coming upon everyone. Salaki, let me look this up on the phone. All right? Sudden fear. Suddenly afraid. Slovakia. That should come up. Bear with me. Okay, let's get 2nd Ezra 6. And what? Start at 22. Let's start at 23. 2nd Ezra 16. Slovakia. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. We're real close to the famine of the word here. Okay? To be able to understand what these things are, that's coming to an end. You better heed this word. Okay? Listen to the men of the Lord. We're breaking it down. This could be the Most High, and it is. But what did he do? He put the spirit on the devil to do what? Speed things up. And cause division. sow division among the people. All right, let's look this up real quick. Okay, let's look this phrase up. And then we'll go back. Salakia. We'll go back to every man shall flee. Let's see. The great American what? Melting what? Pot. The great American melting pot. What does that mean? Let's look for it. Schoolhouse Rock. Come on now, Wikipedia. Melting pot. Okay. Pot is a monoculture. Woo. Melting pot is a monoculture metaphor for heterogeneous society becoming more homogeneous. The different elements melting together with common culture. An alternative being a homogeneous society becoming more heterogeneous. This is what I want right here. Okay. The melting together metaphor was in use by the 1780s. The exact term melting pot came into general usage in the United States after it was used as a metaphor describing a fusion of nationalities, cultures, and ethnicities in the 1908 play of the same name. Okay? All right. So it's basically the nations coming together, right? Going into what? The Tower of Babel. Babylon, right? And what did the Most High do to Babylon? Ancient Babylon and the Tower of Babel. He broke that thing up and sent people on their way speaking different languages, did he not? That's what the Most High will. He don't want people coming together. Okay, so this is satanic. This is anti-Hamashiach. All right? They don't want that. The Most High don't want it. All right, so let's go back to what? Where did we come from? Where did we start this? What was it? 1 Corinthians. Here we are, Isaiah. We're going to end it right here. Ha! Isaiah 13 and 14. This is fitting. Everyone in Babylon the Great, that's America, will run about like a hunted gazelle. Like sheep without a shepherd, they will try to find their own people and flee into their own land. This is the time that we're in right now. All right, so the elect, you brothers and few sisters, be circumspect, right? And understand what this means. All right? What is your own people? Not the 2/3, but the elect. Flee into your own land. What land is that? Into the mountains. Get away from them. Be with like-minded people. Be not unequally yoked. All right? Know that you're dealing with an Israelite, whether it be a speckled bird. Okay, that's still your people. You got to be spiritual. You got to be circumspect. All right? You got to be discerning in these times. Right? Because the Most High is turning up the heat. We're about to get into Jacob's trouble, and it's going to be far worse than you could ever imagine. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close. We hope that the elect will edify you, brothers and few sisters, with that. Shalom.